Good morning, and welcome to this week's Manna and Mercy lesson, lesson 7. And we're going to be talking about pages 4 and 5. So if you have your Manna and Mercy Bible handy, follow along. And also, don't forget to sign the passport, okay? Knowing where you've been. My name is Rico Belotti. Many of you see me around church, singing in the choir, taking care of the acolytes. Who knows? Maybe someday you'll be one of our acolytes. This morning, we're going to start, and I'm going to bring in a little bit of something to look at here. So I'm going to kind of hide a little bit around the corner. I'll peek around the corner, and we have to kind of have this to see a little bit. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, God was vexed with a nation called Egypt. That meant he didn't like what they were doing. In this nation, a big deal Pharaoh was on top. There he is, right up there, the big deal Pharaoh. In the middle were various big deals and ordinary citizens. So you come down, here's the royal family, right under the Pharaoh, and then you've got some other big deals and ordinary citizens coming on down here. But who are these people down here? Oh, on the bottom were the slaves who lived under heavy oppression. The slaves were descendants of early believers in God: Abraham, Sarah, Rebekah, Isaac, Leah, Rachel, and Jacob. It was Sarah and Abraham who received the promise that their offspring would bless all nations. Because of the slave laborer, the big deals of Egypt lived in ease and luxury. The Pharaoh, who thought he owned everything, depended upon the priests and the military to keep the whole system going and to maintain the status quo. Now, here we have the depiction of the priests and the military. So all of this depends on what they make the slaves do. Not a good situation for the slaves. Everyone, including the slaves, considered Egypt to be eternal. It's going to last forever. God detested this system. The slaves, moaning under the brutal oppression, cried out to God. God heard their cry and recruited a reluctant man named Moses, a relative of the slaves, to help with the liberation. Through Moses and his sister Miriam and his brother Aaron, God irritated the big deal Pharaoh until Pharaoh cried out, "Get out of Egypt! Out! Out! Out!" Before they left, the slaves ate a special dinner called Passover. They would share this meal over and over to relive and remember this wondrous event of salvation. And of course, those in the Jewish faith still celebrate Passover every year. Now, one of the things Moses had with him, and I've got mine here that I keep around, is my trusty staff. My staff that I use if I'm going to walk, I can keep it with me, and that helps me keep my balance, and if I get tired, I can lean on it. Of course, Moses did a lot of things with his staff, but that's another story. The former slaves followed Moses, Aaron, and Miriam out of Egypt to the east. Suddenly, Pharaoh changed his mind about letting these people go. With his army, he chased them and trapped them at the shore of the Sea of Reeds. The liberator God, aware of the people's plight, blew on the water, and the former slaves walked across on dry land. The army of Pharaoh pursued and got stuck in the mud. There's the soldiers in the mud. Pharaoh's over there. He's growling and carrying on, and "Let us sing unto Yahweh," said the people. Doesn't want to stay. The army pursued and got stuck in the mud, as we said, and the people were now free. Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, and all the people sang the song of liberation. Now, this is not exactly the way the song would have sounded. I've kind of modernized it a little bit, but I've got my tambourine. Now, you may notice here, we got Miriam and her cymbals. Now, cymbals in my little room here be really loud, but you notice this other person back there. This person has what looks like maybe a tambourine. That person right there on Miriam's right. And I pulled out my tambourine, and here is a little bit of the song. Let us sing to Yahweh, for Yahweh has triumphed gloriously. The horse and the rider have been thrown into the sea. Yahweh is our strength and our song, and Yahweh has become our salvation. Miriam, who led the people along with her two younger brothers, Moses and Aaron, and all the women danced, and Yahweh danced with them. God felt like a mother who had birthed a child. Indeed, God had brought forth a child, a people who, because of this exodus, would live as Yahweh's very own, a chosen people, partners with God. Yahweh thought and thought, now that I have a birth to people, what shall I do with them? What shall I do?